More protests in southern and central Florida on Wednesday in support of the Cuban people and against the current communist regime. It was the fourth straight day of demonstrations.
In all aspects of it. What I don't want to do is impart my own opinion on them. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that these kids and the teachers are not being pressured to follow any ideology.
Many experts point out critical race theory is a college-level framework and isn't taught to elementary school students. A controversial horse trainer is back in the game in the Empire State.
A federal judge in New York lifted embattled horse trainer Bob Baffert's suspension in the state, calling it unconstitutional. Baffert had been suspended after his Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit failed a post-Derby drug test. Baffert and his horses were suspended from participating in any sanctioned racing by the New York Racing Association. In her ruling, Judge Carol Bagley Amon wrote that Baffert had not been given a prompt hearing to defend himself against the doping charges, and concluded that Baffert would likely be able to prove that the actions violated the due process clause of the 14th Amendment.
Dan Araki from the USA Radio News Ohio Bureau with that report. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
Well, rain chance minimal for the overnights, but likely for the afternoons. It's the pattern we're going to hold on to as we go through the upcoming weekend. Tropical moisture stays in place, so daily clouds building into scattered, if not likely, afternoon thunderstorm activity. Morning lows starting off 70s to 80. The afternoons each day go to the upper 80s to near 90. Rain chances into the weekend stay on the high side. Feel like temperatures in the middle 90s to near 100 daily. Ralph Sanji, WGSO. Come to the Slidell Got a Knife Show.
All right. Welcome to What's Your Passion Live. I am Clay Taylor. We're going to get right into some business here, and we're going to talk. We got a great show today. We actually have Ken LANDREAU from Cheer Up Missions is going to be on a little bit later, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's your passion and what we do, and a little bit about my passion today, being it's my birthday week and Tuesday's my birthday. We got a great event happening tomorrow night. Yesterday was my business partner, Renee Manfrey. His birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday. So we're celebrating our birthdays tomorrow night. If you want to come out and join us over at Andrea's Restaurant, 3100 19th Street in Metairie, Louisiana. You can call to RSVP. You can call me on my cell, 504-434-8614. That's again tomorrow, July 16th at 6:30 p.m. at Andrea's Restaurant. It's basically pick up your own tab, come out and celebrate. You can have dinner with us at 6:30. At 8 o'clock, Suzanne's going to be playing, and she's a great performer. She plays there on usually on Saturday nights, but she will be playing tomorrow night. And that's going to go from 8 till 11 at Andrea's Restaurant tomorrow night. So come out and join us. It's going to be a great time. And also, we'll take your calls. Call us over at 556-9696. Again, 556-9696. And tell us what your passion is. So today, we're going to speak to you guys a little bit about what we do at What's Your Passion. And, you know, you're never too old to pursue your passion. And for some of you guys, your passion may be politics. Maybe to run for political office like the president of the United States, governor, mayor, whatever it may be. It may be you want to just start your business. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what we do at What's Your Passion Agencies and what we're looking for. We're looking for the next rising star on the internet, guys. We're looking for people that want to start their own show, that want to be out and do podcasts, that want to do video production, vlogs. We do everything. It's a one-stop shop at What's Your Passion Agencies. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that right now. So What's Your Passion Agency is a full-fledged networking, marketing group, podcasting studio. We do pretty much anything and everything there. And so if you want to come out and do podcasts, if you want to come out and just talk to us and learn about what we do, give us a call at 504-434-8614, or you can call the office at 504-434-9364. We do logo designs. We do websites. We can clean up your website for you. We can do videos for your website. We can do testimonial videos. We could do just about everything. And guys, podcasting is all about what's your passion. You can podcast your passion. You don't have to do politics. You don't have to want to talk news or sports, whatever your passion may be. I started off almost a year ago promoting my passion, doing a podcast, and it was political. It was called Liberty or Lockdown. I started doing that show a year ago. Actually, this month makes 1 year of me being on the radio. And so you don't have to talk politics. You could do whatever your passion may be. So, you know, with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about our motivational quotes that we normally talk about every week, and just give some business ideas, and we're going to take your calls and then between this segment and next segment. So the fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already let me rephrase this. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be. Remember, I said this once before. You don't want to hang out with people that are broke, are thinking broke. You want to hang out with people that have the same mentality you are. People that are putting you down all the time. You don't want to hang out with those people. You want to hang out with people that build you up. You want to hang out with people that encourage you. You don't want to hang out with people that tear you down. Chase the vision, guys, not the money. The money will end up following you. We've talked about that a few weeks ago. People spend all their time chasing money, and they completely forget the vision of their business. You have a mission. You built your business for a reason. Stop chasing the money. Some people dream of success while other people get up every morning and make it happen. Stop dreaming. Stop chasing the money. Stop sitting there dreaming. Dreaming is good, but you have to make it happen. Faith, the old Bible scripture, faith without works is dead. Basically, a dream without works is dead. It's not a dream. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. I get up every morning. No matter what's going on, I find what I need to do to make myself a better person that day. What I need to do to be successful. What I need to do to take it to the next level. It's not about just about making money. It's about what I need to do to take it to the next level. Are you guys doing that? Are you doing that with your business? Are you waking up in the morning? What can I do to make my business a better place for customers to come? Here's another one I like to, it's just another motivational quote. I try not to make any decisions that I'm not excited about. If you're not excited about that decision, then don't make the decision. Move on. Focus on what you're excited about. Stop focusing on all the nonsense and focus on what excites you. What you're passionate about. What's your passion? That's why this is called What's Your Passion? Because we want to focus on what you are passionate about. Here's another one here from Reid Hoffman said this. All humans are entrepreneurs, not because they should start companies, but because the will to create is encoded in the human DNA. And that is so true. We all have something, a creativity in us. We all have an idea. We all have a vision. Just some people don't show it. Everybody wants to be better. Everybody wants to move to a better level. Nobody wants to be poor. Nobody wants to live in the dumps all their life. Nobody wants to try to focus on where the next meal is going to be at. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to this. And I'm going to close on this before we go to break. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. Stop focusing on what happens to you and react, and how you react to it is moving forward, especially the bad stuff. We're gonna pick up on this when we come back after break, guys. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Invite a friend. If you're on Facebook listening to us, invite a friend, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hi, my name is Clay Taylor.
This is Jeff Cruere.
And I'm Renee Manfrey. We're the founders of What's Your Passion Agency.
WYP is a one-of-a-kind digital marketing and podcasting company serving the greater New Orleans area.
We will be your one-stop shop where you'll be able to share your passion with a wide audience through our What's Your Passion network.
For a free tour and consultation, call 504-434-9364.
Or go to www.wypagency.com. Hey folks, this is Jeff Cruere. Join me at 7 a.m. till 11 right here on WGSO 990 a.m. for Ringside Politics with a Punch. We're going to be bringing you great guests. We'll discuss the latest hot topics and, of course, taking your phone calls. On Friday, New Orleans mayoral candidate Matthew Hill joins us. We'll talk to Chris Holton of the Center for Security Policy. Father Joseph Noonan will check in of Corpus Christi Church in Lubbock, Texas. And we'll wrap up the week with Ringside All-Star Donna Carol Voss. All of that and more right here on Ringside from 7 to 11 on WGSO.
The Edwards Mortgage Group, the Mason Collective, NOLA Title Group, and ARC Insurance Consultants are
co-hosted by me, Big John Mason, and fellow Louisiana licensed attorney Richard Wolf, every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon on WGSO, broadcasting live from New Orleans, Louisiana.
At Hyundai of Metairie, there's never been a time when your car has been more valuable than right now. And Hyundai of Metairie will pay up to 130% of Kelley Blue Book value. Buy a car from us, or we'll buy one from you. At Hyundai of Metairie, there's a reason why we're Louisiana's #1 new Hyundai and certified pre-owned volume dealer. Be sure to visit our facility at 5969 Veterans Boulevard to see all we have to offer. Or call 504-838-9000. Visit us online at HyundaiofMetairie.com.
Hey folks, it's Jeff.
And Mimi.
Join us Mondays at 5 p.m.
for He Said, She Said,
where we discuss
and debate the hot topics of the day.
You got to fight for liberty. I'm Bill Juno. Join me on my new radio show, Let Freedom Ring, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. here on WGSO 990 AM.
All right, we're back for another segment. Of course, sitting in the chair next to me, I have Kenneth Landreau, but he's going to be joining us in just a few minutes. And I'm going to finish talking a little bit about what we spoke on this quote a little bit earlier. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. And, guys, life is 10% what happens to us. And I'm going to repeat this. And 90% how we react to it. Because it's all about how you react to it. A situation in life is how you react to it. You take the good out of the good out of the bad. And if you focus on the negative, then that's going to become 100%. And that's what's going to happen to you. But if you take the good out of it and you focus on the good, then the good's going to come out of it. So we need to stop focusing on negative things in life. We tend as humans to want to focus on negative issues and negative things all the time. Poor me, poor me, poor me. You know what? It's not about poor me, because there's always someone worse than you. And Ken's going to talk about that in a little bit. If you can dream it, you could do it. Walt Disney said that. However difficult life may seem, there's always something you can do and succeed. Something you can do and succeed at it. There's always something. No matter what obstacles in life get thrown in your way, there's something you could do to help you succeed at what you're doing. You know, when I'm old and dying, I plan to look back at my life and say, wow, that was an adventure. Not wow, I sure felt safe. Here's one here, guys, that we never do, especially in today's America. Accept responsibility for your life. Know that it's you who will get you where you want to go, no one else. Stop blaming it on everybody else. Stop blaming it on the situation. Stop blaming it on because you're so broke and you're too poor and this and that. Only you can change if you want it truly to change. Excuse me. Excuse me on that one. Got choked up on that one. Sorry. The biggest adventure you could take is to live the life of your dreams. You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Live each day as if your life had just begun. And here's a better one. Live each day as it may be your last. Because you never know. It may be your last. Do not let memories of your past limit the potentials of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve on your journey through life, except in your mind. And that is so true there. It's all up here for people that can see me, pointing to my brains on Facebook. It's what's in your mind. And if you think you can do it, you could do it. You can move mountains if you believe you can. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. And I love this one here. Education costs money, but then so does ignorance. And some of the most ignorant people out there are the most educated people. The biggest adventure you could take is to live the life of your dreams. Michael Jordan said that.
Wow. Nice.
The biggest adventure you could take is to live the life of your dreams. Success does not happen overnight, guys. And I'm going to close with this. And then we're going to bring Ken on. Success does not happen overnight. You have to take each day as an opportunity to meet your potential and to improve. Here is a list of your favorite inspirational quotes about success to get your day started. And actually, I read those to you. Success does not happen overnight. It takes time. There are people out there that want to open a business at 12 o'clock and 12:09 to become a multimillionaire. It happens all the time. I know a few people like that personally. They want to be, they want to open a business and be successful. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes failing several times. Actually, I have one more quote. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. But you know what's the difference? It's how you travel that road. Because that road to success, if you keep on that road to success and stay on that same road to success, at the end of the day, you're going to be success. No matter how many times you fall, no matter how many potholes you hit, no matter how many flat tires you get, you stay on that road and you keep on it. It's the exact same road. Would you like me to give you the formula for success? It's quite simple, really. Double your rate of failure. You are talking of failure as the enemy of success. But it isn't at all. You can be discouraged by failure or you can learn from it. So go ahead and make mistakes. Make all the mistakes you can. But remember that where you will find success is by keep on making those mistakes. You learn from them and you don't make them again. And what I mean is making new mistakes, not the same mistake. People tend to make the same mistake over and over again. Learn from your mistakes. Pick yourself up and move forward. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibilities. Guys, we need to take the time and focus on today and building today, making today's mistakes. Don't worry about the mistakes you're going to make tomorrow. Make the mistakes. Ken, tell us, I'm sure you've made plenty of mistakes over in life, huh?
Too many to mention here.
But guess what? What happens?
You learn from them.
You learn from them and you move on.
And you move forward.
We've made plenty of mistakes. We've owned the business together and we've made some mistakes. We've learned what some people to deal with and what people not to deal with. You know, who to rent from in this instance. I'm not going to mention any names there, but, I mean, even doing what you do with Cheer Up Missions, in life, as a mission, there are mistakes. You didn't just overnight send 70 some more containers. It took time. It took a vision. It took a dream.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about Cheer Up Missions and what you do at Cheer Up Missions, Ken.
Right. Well, I was listening to all these wonderful quotes you were sharing, and they're really, really awesome. And one of the things you were saying was that success is not an overnight event. And that's true. Like, for example, Michael Jordan.
Wait 1 minute. Go on.
When he was in high school, he barely made the team. And what made him great is he spent hours every day as a teenager practicing. So he really wasn't that great as a teenager, but all the effort that he put in made himself great. So sometimes, we're not born great. We make ourselves great.
Exactly. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about what you do with Cheer Up Missions. And we're going to go to break, guys. This is our bottom of the hour break. Listen to some news. Let's take care of some business, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Deeply discounted bottles of bubbly from our fabled wine cellar, alongside sparkling cocktails and decadent bar bites. Weekends begin sharply at 5 p.m. on Fridays with ceremonial French sabering in the Brennan Spectacular Courtyard, 417 Royal Street in the French Quarter.
Lusco Doors and Hardware is your stop for all your commercial project needs. Call 985-346-8822 today. Doors and frames from hollow metal, wood, FRP, lead line, or fire rated, Lusco Doors has it all with the hardware to match. No project is too large or small, and we ship to all 50 states. Call 985-346-8822 or email luscodoors@luscodoors.com.
Hey, Tracy, you know what I'm thinking about buying our friends for the holidays?
Oh, what?
Bar2Go, a compact case that allows you to travel virtually anywhere with your 50 milliliter liquor bottles. Choose from top green leather, which can be debossed, or heavyweight canvas, which can be embroidered. Custom work is welcome. Bar2Go can be found at www.thebar2go.com. And just like our favorite spirit, it's made in the USA.
Well, that sounds like a plan. And you get me one too?
Of course, Tracy. Don't forget www.thebar2go.com.
WGSO from the Fuca Range to Funchal Square. Things have changed. WGSO. Do you know what it means to love New Orleans?
Celebrating 75 years, we are the community voice of the Crescent City. WGSO 990 AM.
Louisiana Radio Network. I'm Brooke Thorington. As COVID cases continue to surge across the state and nation, health officials say the highly transmissible Delta variant is a driving factor along with low vaccination rates. LSU Health Shreveport infectious disease specialist Dr. John Vancheri.
What we're seeing, is increasing hospitalization now, mostly among people who are unvaccinated. But we are seeing what we call breakthrough infections, that is people who are vaccinated getting sick with the Delta variant.
A tragic fire claimed the life of a child and left a woman badly burned in the Franklin community of Centerville Tuesday night. State Fire Marshal spokesperson Ashley Rodriguez says the female victim reportedly told responders that she and 49-year-old Derwin Hamilton were having an argument.
That during that argument, Hamilton poured a liquid on her and the child and then set them on fire.
Hamilton faces charges of second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder. LRN.
Did you get the COVID-19 vaccine? Now you can enter to win cash. 4 people will win $100,000 with one lucky vaccine recipient winning the grand prize of $1 million. Under 18, you can win one of 9 $100,000 college scholarships. So get the vaccine and take your shot at $1 million. To enter, visit shotatamillion.com or call 855-453-0774. Brought to you by the Louisiana Department of Health.
I'm Jim Harper, president of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. Whether you live in New Orleans or New Roads, Cheneyville, or Lake Charles, agriculture makes a big difference in your daily life. That's why the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation is here to protect our precious food supply chain at the local, state, and national levels. Become a part of our grassroots network.
Visit lafarmbureau.org to join today. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana.
Hi, my name is Clay Taylor.
This is Jeff Cruere.
And I'm Renee Manfrey. We're the founders of What's Your Passion Agency.
WYP is a one-of-a-kind digital marketing and podcasting company serving the greater New Orleans area.
We will be your one-stop shop where you'll be able to share your passion with a wide audience through our What's Your Passion network.
For a free tour and consultation, call 504-434-9364.
Or go to www.wypagency.com.
Celebrate the comeback of Satchmo Summerfest presented by Chevron July 31st through August 1st at the New Orleans Jazz Museum. Purchase tickets and learn more about New Orleans' only festival dedicated to the great Louis Armstrong online at www.fqfi.org. Satchmo Summerfest is produced by French Quarter Festivals Incorporated.
You know what it means to miss New Orleans.
The Terrence Louisiana Jones Gum Hour is here once again every Saturday at WGSO 990 AM from 1 to 2 p.m.
This is David Duplantier, Dean of Christ Church Cathedral on St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans, the diocesan cathedral for the Episcopal Diocese of Louisiana, inviting you to join us weekly for our live broadcast on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We also invite you to learn more about the cathedral at our website, ccc.nola.org.
More and more Americans are listening on American ground. Listen each Saturday from noon to 1 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Parr.
Enjoy your next happy hour with Roz and the Rocks. Thursdays at 7 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM.
Back for the next half of What's Your Passion? My name is Clay again, and I have Kenneth Landreau from Cheer Up Missions here in the studios over at the WGSO studios in New Orleans. And guys, it's great to be here. And Kenneth, it's good to have you here.
That's great to be here, Mr. Clay.
Yes, and so we started talking a little bit before the break, a little bit about Cheer Up Missions and what you do. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
All right. Well, I have a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much. And my passion, and also the passion of my team is to send medical aid to predominantly third world countries that undergo disasters and war. And I guess my passion, more than anything, is I hate to see people suffer. I just dislike that enormously. And my passion is also to try to, it's a big goal, I guess, to eradicate poverty in some fashion or form. And so what Cheer Up Missions does is, number one, we try to cheer people up. Especially after disasters, we send teams of performers, clowns, magicians, musicians to cheer people up after natural disasters when people really get hit hard. They lose loved ones, they lose their houses, they lose their jobs. Usually the depression level is extremely high, and that's when you mostly need a good laugh. And actually making people laugh is not only good for the moment that you're actually laughing, but medical science has proven that when we laugh, our bodies produce endorphins, which actually help to elevate our mood and help us to start seeing things more positively.
Right.
When you've lost a loved one, when you've lost your house that you've worked your whole life for, you're pretty depressed. And sometimes you can only see the negative at that point. And earlier in your show, you were talking about how we have to continually be focusing on the positive, because what we focus on is what we receive.
That's right. So Ken, actually I want to jump to this because this is such a powerful story. And it's, it's going to take a few minutes to tell a story, but tell us about the young man from Costa Rica and one of your first mission trips and how this all unfolded. Guys, you might want to get some hankies out there because
there's some sad, happy stories.
This is a sad, happy story. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, so what we do, it's called Cheer Up Missions, and we send medical aid, wheelchairs, and we send performers to cheer people up. And we're now up to, in a 22-year span, we've sent 57 40-foot containers now. Probably worth, each container will range from $100,000 to $500,000 worth of value. And so we're well over $5 million that just a bunch of little clowns have been able to send around the world. And we've been sending them mostly to Central America, especially we started after Hurricane Mitch that was really very disastrous. And 500,000 people were left homeless for up to 2 years. And so we'd helped Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Belize. And for some reason, we had never helped Costa Rica. And I was in Nicaragua at the time, and we had finished distributing a whole 40-foot container 3 days in advance of our projected time. So I had some time left over, and I was thinking how we'd never helped Costa Rica. So I had 3 days basically inactive. And I said, well, I'm going to take a small little plane over to Costa Rica and see what could happen. Now, when we send a container of aid or plan a medical mission or even just a trip with the clowns, there's a lot of red tape involved, and we have to get a lot of permissions, and it's never easy, ever easy to send a container of aid to a third world country. Never, ever. It's literally like finding a needle in a haystack. So many things, so many dominoes have to be in line for things to happen. We have to meet sometimes very high ranking people such as presidents and first ladies and ministers of health, etc. We have to deal with people that are very hard to reach. But fortunately, the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, has worked it out 57 times in miraculous ways. And so I was in Costa Rica, and I went purely by faith. I didn't really know anybody there. I had one friend, and she and her family had invited me to stay over at their house if I came over. And I was going to look for an organization that I could work with to send a container of aid to Costa Rica. Now, when we send a container, we have to work with an NGO in that country, an entity that is licensed to receive medical donations tax-free. Otherwise, nobody would be able to afford all the taxes of $500,000 worth of stuff. So I went to Costa Rica not knowing any particular organization, not having any contacts whatsoever. And for 3 days, I pulled out the telephone book. I called all the different organizations, the Red Cross, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, et cetera, et cetera. And for some strange reason, nothing was happening. The people weren't answering their phones. The people that answered their phones weren't very interested. And I was like, what's going on here? I'm trying to bring, $500,000 worth of medical supplies to this country, and things aren't working. Well, the third day showed up, and I had not made contact with anybody. And I actually came with about 600 pairs of glasses to donate to any organization that was going to do a free eye examination clinic. Nothing happened. So sadly, the third day I was getting ready to go back to leave the country, go back to Nicaragua, to then come back to the USA. And as a last ditch effort, and like you were saying, success is never an overnight success.
That's right.
1 hour before having to leave to go to the airport, I made one more call. I said, you know what? I'm going to call a few companies, a few organizations before I leave. And I called again the Lions Club, and they answered. And for 3 days, they had never answered. And I explained, hey, I've been calling you guys for 3 days. They say, yeah, we only work. It's all volunteer, of course. So we only work and we only answer our phones in the afternoon. And I had been calling in the, they only answer their phones in the morning because they go to work in the afternoon. And so it was in the morning when I called, and they answered. And I said, look, I'm trying to connect with a entity that can receive medical donations. And I've got 600 pairs of eyeglasses to donate. And they're like, we want them. We want them. And I said, well, I'm heading to the airport right now. I don't know if I can actually meet you. He said, we will meet you at the airport. And so off I went to the airport. I met with the Lions Club. We ended up giving them the eyeglasses. They ended up doing an eye clinic, and they ended up several months later being able to receive a whole 40-foot container of medical equipment with wheelchairs, medical beds, etc. Well, after they had left, to my surprise, I saw a young teenager by the airport door in one of the most rickety old wheelchairs I've ever seen. And strangely enough, he had right on his chest, basically, a huge sign in English that said, my dream is to have an electric wheelchair. And that really hit me. So I started talking with the young boy, and I asked him, well, why do you need an electric wheelchair? I can see you definitely need a new wheelchair, but why an electric one? And the reason I asked is because when we send electric wheelchairs, the first one we ever sent ended up getting sold, of course. So we became a lot more careful about who we would give an electric wheelchair to, because those are very valuable down there. And that would be several years of salary for many people. So I asked him, well, why do you need an electric wheelchair? And then he showed me his hands, which were quite contorted and very thin muscles. And he said, I can't wheel myself because I'm not strong enough. I have no family. I'm an orphan. And when I stand here, when I sit here all day, and he had a little cup with the pencils. He sold pencils, to make some money. And he says, I have to beg somebody to wheel me to the bathroom, or to wheel me to go and eat. And I really need an electric wheelchair. And I saw that he really did. And I saw that he was a sincere young fellow. So I said, look at me. Because if you're telling me the truth, and you really do need that electric wheelchair, and you're not going to sell it, because I was very specific with him, I said, by God's grace, I will be back. And if you're telling the truth, you will get that electric wheelchair.
We have to go to break real quick. Just stay tuned real quick, guys. We're getting the 1 minute mark to go grab the break. So let's pick up this story, guys. This is a tremendous story. Invite everybody to listen to the story, guys. Tune in. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, invite a friend on Facebook, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. We'll be back. I'm Clay Taylor with What's Your Passion?
LLC.com. We are having a party. It's WGSO's 75th anniversary party, and we're looking for all of you to come celebrate with us. If you're a local business, take advantage of this opportunity to be a sponsor for our big 75th anniversary party. We have great sponsorship packages offering tremendous benefits for our partners. If you're interested, contact me, Jeff Cruere, at jeff@wgso.com or 504-669-6076.
Hi, I'm Roz. Join me every Thursday at 7 p.m. for Roz and the Rocks, where we will mix it all up with cocktails and conversation with area.
Discuss
and debate the hot topics of the day.
All right, we're back with What's Your Passion? My name is Clay Taylor. We have Ken Landreau from Cherub Missions here in the studios, and we were actually talking a little bit about his story about this kid, this young boy with the wheelchair in Costa Rica.
Correct.
And
Correct.
so finish up that story real
All
quick
right.
if you
well,
can.
this is just one of the many stories. I mean, we've given away now 1,167 wheelchairs around the world. But this case was as many as I have many cases that are just wonderful stories. And so this boy, young teenager, needed an electric wheelchair. Prior to this point, we'd only given away one electric wheelchair, which, as I mentioned, ended up getting sold when we went and did the follow-up. So we were going to be more particular. And also, we don't normally get electric wheelchairs. So after I spoke with the boy, I really felt that he was sincere. And after I left him, I went and talked to I was flying with Delta Airlines at the time. And I talked to the manager there in Costa Rica of Delta. And I said, I checked up the story. I said, that young boy that's been out there, how long has he been out there asking for an electric wheelchair? And to my surprise, the guy said, he's been out there for about 2 years. And I said, and how long did he have that sign asking for a wheelchair? And he says, I think since the beginning, about 2 years, he had that sign every day asking for an electric wheelchair. And the manager told me, and because he had spoken to the young boy, he said, and the sad story is that several people had promised him an electric wheelchair. And so I asked the manager, I said, if I end up getting an electric wheelchair for that young boy, do you think Delta Airlines, or do you think you could help me make connections with them that they could maybe send the electric wheelchair at a low cost for us? Because we're just literally a bunch of clowns and finances have always been very small. And he said, well, I'll do everything I can to help you. And we exchanged emails. Well, from that point on, like this says, what is your passion? I was obsessed with finding an electric wheelchair for that boy. Now, remember, up until this point, we'd only had one. And so I had no particular contacts for people with electric wheelchairs. But I came back to the United States, and all I wanted to do was find an electric wheelchair for that young boy. And I was asking everybody. That's all I talked about. And I took a picture of him, and I was showing everybody the picture and the sign. And about 3 weeks later, the Esplanade Mall called me, and they said, hey, would you volunteer and do your magic show? We're going to have some children with cancer come over, and we're having a special event here at the mall. And I said, sure, sure, I'd love to do that. And they said, but we're going to ask you a favor. We do this every year, and sometimes some of the invites, they leave early. And if you come, can you stay till 4 o'clock and when the event actually ends? And I said, sure. And they said, and bring your sign about your wheelchair program. You know, we have a Cheer Up Missions Wheelchairs for Kids. And he said, bring your banner so people can know what you're doing. I said, well, that was awfully nice of them to suggest that. So I showed up on that day. I spent the day with the cancer kids. And at about 3:30, some of the people were leaving. And I remember they had specifically asked me to stay till 4. And I said, well, I'm going to stay till 4. There was fewer kids and fewer action, but I stayed. And at 5 minutes to 4, now I might not be able to finish the story without crying, or at least having a few tears in my eyes. But at 5 minutes to 4, this older man showed up, and he said, what's the sign? Cheer Up Missions Wheelchairs for Kids. And I explained that what we did. And he said, here's my card. And on his card, he was a gardener. He cut lawns. And he said, my mother died a week ago. And after she died, we received, a day or two after, we received the electric wheelchair that we had ordered for her. When we called the company to say, well, she passed and we don't need the electric wheelchair, can we send it back? The company said, no, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it, but no, we don't take them back. And the man said, I know that I can sell this. It was a $7,000 electric wheelchair in the plastic, brand new. And he said, I know I could sell it. But I know my mother would not like that. She would want me to sell it. She would not want me to sell it. She would want me to donate it. This man lived in a very humble house. And he said, here's my card. Give me a call and come by and see the wheelchair, and it's yours. And when I showed up, he lived in a humble house. He was a gardener, cut lawns. And the wheelchair was so beautiful. It was a bright red. I couldn't believe it. And so he gave it to me. And I contacted Delta, contacted the manager. They worked everything out. They said, not only are we going to send this wheelchair for free, we're going to give you a ticket to go and personally give this wheelchair to this young man. Now, they called me back a day later and they said, not only are we going to send you there, but we wonder if we could send 2 of our representatives with you because we think this story is so beautiful. So on the way, I was traveling with 2 of the representatives from Delta, and we came up with the idea, it was Christmas time, that we would do a small party for the Delta Airlines and their personnel, and somebody would invite that young boy to the Christmas party. And unbeknownst to him, I would drive in with the electric wheelchair and give it to him. Well, when I showed up and I drove in with that electric wheelchair, there was tears everywhere. And I asked that boy, I said, do you remember me? Because I told you, remember me. I will be back. And he said, yes, I remember you. He says, you're the one who gave me the little picture of Jesus that I still have. And I prayed for that wheelchair. And he got it. It was just beautiful. There was so much joy in the room. He was so overjoyed. And it was such a miracle that happened in such a beautiful way. And when I came back and I got on the plane, one of the hostesses said, hey, I saw you on the news. You're the guy that gave that wheelchair to that boy. I said, yeah. He says, well, there's an extra seat in first class. Come on up here. So, you know, I've been doing this for 22 years, and you can never outgive God. Whatever you give to others, it comes back so abundantly.
Exactly. So
I think that's the end of our time right now.
No,
so
we still have a few more minutes, but let's tell us how they can reach out to you if they want to donate, guys. If you have wheelchairs, walkers, anything you want to be able to give, or looking for a place to get rid of them, Ken, tell us how.
Yeah, well,
he can make this and go to good use. Absolutely.
That's our specialty. Really finding the people all over the world who really need the help. You know, people that really need it.
So tell them how they can reach you.
Yeah. So they can reach me right now from this. You can communicate with me on Facebook, where a lot of people will be seeing this through Clay. My telephone number is 504-421-0266. So you can contact me there. You can also go to cheerupmissions.org. That's our website.
Which is nonprofit, guys. So it is fully tax refundable.
Yep. You can get a tax write-off. And you can also communicate. Actually, Clay's and his company are promoting a bumper card system for websites, and I have now subscribed to that, so that'll be another way to get.
And we'll put that on the link, guys. So this is our show, guys, and we have to wrap up for today. And thanks for joining us, Ken. And
my pleasure,
guys. Thanks for joining us today for another wonderful episode of What's Your Passion Live. We'll see you very shortly. Again, join us tomorrow night at Andrea's at 6:30 to celebrate our birthdays. See you tomorrow night. May God bless you. I'm Clay Taylor.